Yeah, it is weird to not play green cards. It's probably completely. It's a complete mistake to not play a bunch of green cards. Let's be real. But you know what? New year, new me. All right. I mean, yeah, this is a start. It's not as egregious as Riz the Redeemed. I've probably made all of 4 tokens with Riz Redeemed in my command zone. It's insanely slow, and when you play it turn one, the greatest thing this does turn one is make your opponent feel like they have to immediately kill it because it's a 1 minute commander, and then they kill it, and you know, it's almost as if they didn't kill it because it wasn't going to do anything for a while, anyways. I don't think I've ever did the 6 on this thing. I might have made a couple elves. I really can't remember. This commander might have been one of the ones I just gave up on. I don't know. Maybe I made a video. Maybe it made it, but I don't think it did. There's been a lot of good cards since then, but a lot of those good cards aren't like super token friendly. I mean, we have a Johnny, so we'll see. I mean, it's hard to do anything like this in this format. It's extremely hard. I don't like any of the generic spells that just create tokens. These ones are okay, but like the 2 mana make 2/1/1s. The 3 mana make 3/1/1s. Like those spells are just really, really bad. I would probably just play the treasure ones that make treasure tokens that you could use in basically the same capacity, but they do a little bit more than just make 3/1/1s or 2/1/1s. Those cards are just not super friendly to this strategy. These are tapped, right? Okay, these are tapped. That might be wrong then. I can't really use them. They just show up and go away. When do they go away? End step. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, you can double those tokens, but they are tapped. And that also implies that you swung with Voice of Victory, which sometimes you just don't do that. But Amaro, well, I can't tap it. It's not a token itself, and we're trying to get a 2/2 to swing over and over. Ragavan makes treasures. Maybe I can go there instead of. Try to maybe avoid getting rid of anything that makes tokens. Farewell is probably fine. Never ever naming creatures. I don't feel like I've destroyed my life. Well, actually, artifacts are a problem. Okay, look, if I'm going to not play a bunch of green cards, I'm not in the same breath also going to play sweepers in my token creature deck. So I'm going to take out that. I'll probably just play Ragavan because we need all the help we can get. It's not how you spell Ragavan. Yeah, let's start here. Let's just start playing the game. Overlord. Is the land a token? God. Look what you did. Attacking creatures have flying. Huh. I'm more worried about having critical mass than I am swinging with them. So I don't remember. I don't think it is. Isn't it? It is a token. So the land with Overlord's a token. You can tap that land to do other things like generate half of a mana instead of one whole mana, or tap it to draw. That's actually kind of nice. The white one's more on theme, obviously. I could probably get the green one in here. It doesn't demand me running basics or anything. It is double green. Is that a problem? Probably not. Sure, I can find something easy to get rid of. I don't quite like Teferi's Protection. Feels kind of depressing that, like, if you don't have it, you lose kind of situation. It's also maybe hard to trigger this. Maybe not. Maybe not. I think Jetmir also asks for critical mass, and what is that? +4 plus no +3 plus O and double strike trample. It's not quite the same as these. Like you only need 5 creatures for this to be a problem. This you need, was it 8? 9? Alright, yeah, no Jetmir. Sorry, buddy. No Jetmir. Okay, now let's actually play the game. Don't think defense is gonna... Well, it can. It can do something. Is that always tapped? It is. Whenever another elf or berserker... Okay. Let's go ahead and play the Prime. And then kind of do nothing next turn. At least they can't swing. Esper Sentinel, alright. Just in time. I guess I just do this here? Ooh, maybe not that. Is that card itself a snow permanent? It is. Defense can make him never cast another creature. Let's get green-white. Yeah. And then defense or like power and toughness? Yeah, I mean, I'd like to win a game. It probably involves this card. All of my stuff gets tapped anyway. Oh, they're just doing it. Okay. I'm gonna just tap it so they cannot tap it. But I probably should have just tapped all of it on my own turn. But they can't play a creature unless they deal with the defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They did not kill the Oslet Pride. That's odd. I wonder why. I'm killing the Oslet Pride. Of course I'm killing the Oslet Pride. Lightning Bolt. Alright. Let's play the Lightning Bolt Your Commander game. Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, does it? No, it doesn't. Alright, so we'll just play this and then kill the 3/1, or just chill with Lightning Bolt and find out what happens. Tuning in next time. Again, I forgot to tap my cards to the stupid thing. Really don't think this is gonna flip anyways, but I did make a mistake there. Alright. A bit of a mistake for the opponent. Let's grab something that cares about tokens, because that's fun. Overlord and O'Hare? Tokens for days? Sweet, we did it. Man, I'm thirsty. Esper Sentinel, you fool. I don't have any... Oh, well, actually, I do. What is this? It's a 2/4? Okay. Oh, look, the perfect answer. Great. Amazing. Buried Ruin. Vexing bauble. Okay. I guess I'm just playing Virtue of Spaghetti? Let's grab you. Please swing. For the sake of it potentially mattering. Oh, they countered their own mocks. Oh, that's funny. Get me to... Okay. No respect. Love to see it. Oh, now we get rid of it? That's funny. That is funny. Guess I can use this opportunity to play Anointed Procession. I don't exactly have much going on with it, though. Okay, well, they're doing just fine without that Mox. What if I did that instead? Do I tap this token? This just costs 2 mana, right? So... Wait. Oh no, it only adds 1. I missed 2 damage. Oh, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. I thought I was getting 2 mana and I could crack the clue token. Alright, 2 damage has been missed. Shambles. So... let's do this, I guess. Alright, we did it. We beat this somehow. The Chromox wouldn't have actually really done anything for my opponent because they didn't have Metalcraft anyways, but that's funny. Itch me. Playing against stronger things? No, that's just the average historic Brawl experience at this point. These aren't strong commanders or anything. I don't think Garuda's crazy. It's just the average commander in historic Brawl. Doesn't really stand out to me. Do I have a land for that? I do. Okay, that is probably so bad of an answer. I would not do that if I were my opponent. Like this, that is a really questionable solution to the thing there. I guess it's the exact same as Path to Exile. I don't know. That was weird. Skewed Swarm, Overlord. Guess we'll go the Skewed route. Play land. Crack said fetch land, get anything. Yeah, it's fine. Delighted Halfling. It is a mana source, and I don't lose the game if it's, like, dealt with. Yeah, that's fine. I have other things I can do in the same turn cycle as well. Mana leak. Well, guess it's a good thing I kept this. So, let's see. Rosie? I guess I'll just play you. Swing, turn one of these 1/1s into a different 1/1. I get in 1 point of damage. I guess I could have swung with both 1/1s actually. Yeah, because the one they block just turns into a 1/1. So, oh look, 2 lands right off the top of the Oracle. Amazing. Alright, 10/10 trample. Nice. I can play you 6. No, let's just windmill slam the O'Hare and then just say lol, good luck. Please trade. Please trade. That's not a good sign. Okay, so I can march for 1, which is 3 tokens. Assuming I get to do that. But they have mana leak, so probably not. I could get the mana leak out of their hand, I guess. What is this? Town Greeter? Okay. Sure. They have 1 blue source? They have 1 blue source. Still have 1 blue source. Why did they swing with that? Is that safe? Okay, they found a second blue source, so... There goes my attempt at doing anything reasonable. I guess I can get it out of the way? And then what? What does that even do? It doesn't do anything, right? I don't think so. Right? They just counter it anyways. Maybe they just don't counter it? What if they just don't counter it? If they do, they can only counter this, and then they can't counter the next thing. So, do you care? Please care about this? Okay, beautiful. They actually care about a... They actually care about it. I think I'm dead anyways. But, like, I'm never countering this. Ever. I'm never countering this card. So, I think this is a win. They fell for a bait. But I don't think it's going to translate into a win here. So, I can play a land, do that. Wait a minute. I can make a bunch of Skewed Swarms. But I don't have Trample. I don't have Trample. What if I did this instead? No. I need to play this. Alright, opponent, you countered the make a 1/1 card, so this is on you. Okay, so swing with everything except you. Adeline doesn't have trample. What if I just... Did they have to counter that? Huh. Maybe they did. One, 2, 3. Yeah, they did. They did have to counter it. Okay. They did have to. It wasn't bait. It was actually just lethal. Okay. They had to counter it. Block, block, take, almost lethal. I am dead on board. I still dead on board? They just tapped their creatures. That felt like a colossal mistake. I'm not dead anymore. Just block with... Yeah, they just made a huge mistake, didn't they? They just tapped their creatures. $26. 20. 24. 25, 26. Okay. I think they just made a huge mistake. I also made a mistake myself, to be fair. I also made a mistake, so... we went under the ground. Why would I choose all of them? And they have 2 blockers and then they lose unless the Primeval Titan can do something really weird. Which is possible. No, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's not. Alright, yeah. I would have... I think if I did not swing with the real Scute Swarm, then I would have had a lot more 1/1s. Ashiok is nuts. Oh, there's only one target. Heuristic Study. Okay, so we play this to make Heuristic Study like non-existent, and I play this. Alright, Heuristic Study is probably not going to do anything, but I do basically lose 2 damnation immediately. Can't say I'm interested in respecting that. They named human, and they're also just running Cavern of Souls. Weird. Okay. Sure. Just cast my commander, right? Let's get Sacred Foundry. Can't say my commanders are doing anything. If it does resolve, though. I don't think I'm playing this brood thingy. I think I'm just swinging. This is one of those you have a sweeper or you lose situations. Probably at this point, most likely. I'm not even going to touch the Ashiok, I'm just going face. Yeah, we'll play this. Gives me a treasure food token, and could potentially do something, I guess. Don't think Ashiok matters. Nope. Okay, we just played cards and they didn't stop them. Don't, Okay, well, you know what? Look, we had 2 tokens in play. We did. We had 2 tokens. I think Enduring Vitality should be the white one that draws. I don't really think I need the mana one in this deck. I could run both, though, to be fair. Haven't felt like I've been lacking in, like, things to do. It's just a matter of getting the things in play before I'm just dead. The card draw is kind of inside the commander, to be fair. Do I play my commander turn 2? No. Well, assuming this bird lives. I can just make it 2/2 if it doesn't. Whenever one or more tokens would control adventure. Yeah, I think we just play this and kind of get that going while we have the chance. It takes a turn off, but my opponent didn't lead with a mana dork, so we'll just take the advantage. Doing nothing for 2 turns in this format is very questionable. I think I'm going to capitalize on this. Yeah, we're going to capitalize on this here and just cast this. I could be super conservative, but I don't want my opponent to catch back up. But I also don't want to play something that I loses if they cast a counterspell. So, play something in the middle. I think that's perfectly fine. Of course they have a counterspell. Why not? Yep. Well, shouldn't have done that. Because it didn't work. Yeah, I think most of the time there's a spell here. I really just shouldn't have done that. I just shouldn't have done that. That's how my opponent catches up. That was just a complete mistake. I don't know. I was feeling the motions, feeling the momentum. Should not have done that. It's an obvious mistake. Play this. That. Rosie. I guess I just do this. Okay. One, two, three. That. And then 1, 2, 3. Make a food token. 1, 2, 3. That. No, I can't do that. Okay. Opponent, it doesn't matter. You're going to draw both the cards that you just put back. It doesn't matter. You're literally going to draw both of them. No land. Can exile 2 things? Should probably exile 2 things. You and you. They draw, but they lose mana. So. And I guess I also technically draw. Of course I don't draw land though. As is tradition. Still need a land. I guess I don't need a land. What if I went you... Okay, a land would be nice. I'll say that. Oh, they have to go to discard. That's pretty nice. Ledger Shredder's annoying. That's a bit annoying. Okay, well, a land for us. Is name green or white? No, it's green. I don't think I need more red mana. This is named green here. You just gotta discard one card. There you go. Green. Play... Are either of these important? Not really. What if I just tried to find a land? Okay. Pass. Is there anything I can do with what? No, there's not. Alright. Nothing I can do with that one land. I guess I could go, like, land River's Rebuke. And everything I've done was pointless. They made a treasure token, sure. Can they swing with their commander? 4, 5, 6. Oh, yeah, they can. Okay. They also don't have to. I don't think I'm winning, so... 4, 5, 6. I don't know what the oops was. Yeah, I'm not sure what the mistake was. Let's grab... this. Draw. Lightning Bolt, what does that do? It really doesn't do anything, huh? Not really. No, it really doesn't, so let's get rid of it. Take 12, right? They have a treasure token. Okay, so Guide of Souls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Okay, so this. This. Oh, this Ledger Shredder is like, each time it's triggered, my opponent spent like 5 minutes on it. I guarantee you it's easy. Alright, thank you. I guarantee you it's easy. So, land... Wait. And just make a food token, maybe make a food token, make a counter. Make a token. So, counter there. No, I should play my commander, actually. Or at least try. Oh, okay. Or just... that happens. Oh, wait, I can pay for that. Okay. Never mind. Everything's fine. Let's make a... gain 2 life situation happen. Okay, nothing there. Not sure the long-term plan is here. I don't really have one. I think I'm still just dead. Can make another clue token. 1, 2. That's not enough. Oh, wait, 1. No, it's not enough. Okay, so... I think I'm still just dead. I did some things, dirtled around, and then just died. My opponent didn't do anything particularly egregious either. They just triggered their commander 3 times and I lost. What does that do? I don't even feel like reading it. Is there a... Okay, there's a fight. I don't think that would have changed anything. I think I'm just dead anyways, but... I'm killing anything but Balin. Am I dead? I think I'm dead. Certainly feel like I'm dead. Yep. Adeline. Will. Game in about that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I take 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. This is exactly safe. But I lose everything, so. I think this is exactly safe. And then I don't have like a saving grace situation this turn though or anything. I can't get in with this. I can cast it to like not die. Wow, that still did that then actually. Cast you. Whenever you create a token with a counter on another creature. Okay, this. Sure. Get rid of rampant growth. I do have a food token. I have to put the counter here. The bird is probably going to die. And if it does, this game is over, right? There's no food token. Creature tokens gives... That doesn't do anything. Alright, so just play this, right? The food token doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, we're just casting this. That doesn't do anything. Oh, I can actually still crack the food token. But again, I mean, if the birds is dealt with, the game is over. I go to 4 and I'm still dead. Honestly, I lasted way longer than I thought I would here. By like a lot. That is me not being dead, I guess. Still losing my bird. Have I hit my opponent? I don't think you've even hit my opponent. Hunter's Impulse, sure. Did they name... Oh wait, that's not naming things. It's just creature at top 3. Yep. They got rid of a creature. Oh, Eshki's triggering anyways. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, well the bird didn't die. That's unlikely. So, boop. Suit Swarm. So that's an army of tokens on the ground. Which, still though, like... I can give this... This gets trampled, right? Yeah. So I can play this as a blocker. Ledger Shredder would just effectively chump it, though. That's kind of tragic. There's nothing else to do, right? Am I tripping? There's literally nothing else to do? Nope. No reason to sit around and LARP here. There is nothing else to do. I have to play this. They're seeing so many cards. It's very likely that eventually one of these surviving chump blockers just doesn't make it. Let's go ahead and do this now. Put a counter on this thing, I guess. Put a counter on this thing. Is it 4? Okay, so we can swing with our commander. The Gnawbone lets something happen here, which is kind of significant. Oh, no, I don't have anything to do, though. Oh, I don't have anything to do. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. Yep. I got some treasure tokens, but I don't have anything to do with the treasure tokens. Let's put that here. Put that here. That there. Actually, I shouldn't have targeted the original swing. Okay, so I can do this. 1, 2, 3. I almost want to just sack the treasures because it's like faster. I don't think it's gonna matter, but alright, what do you got? It's still dead to all the same cards. I mean, I'm like dead to literally unsummon, so. Okay, they're looking, Untap my lands. Ugh. Toxic. Don't do it, opponent. Okay, so they draw off of Ledger Shredder again. It's seen like 6 or 7 cards. Eshki's seen, ooh, wow, what is it, 10 cards or something? I've seen a lot of cards here. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Okay, sure. That gives trample. Sure. Yep. Draw, counter. No super safe swing. Oh, am I dead? Oh! I won the game! No way! No way. Oh, that's nuts. So there's nothing they can do. They pass back to me. They're at 13. Yeah, if it's non-creature, then at least that part made sense. I lead with Ragavan, right? Yeah, of course I do. What do we think this is? We literally have the Legacy opener. With the Swords of Plowshares, too. Do you have it? Nope. They do not. Was this grief? Oh, please grief me. Please. Ah, tragic. Oh, snuff out. Okay. Okay. I don't know why they waited. You probably shouldn't have waited, because I could have drawn like a protection spell. There's no reason to wait there. People just like LARPing their instances. Okay, do you have another card? That's annoying. Okay, I guess I don't. Whenever a token is to be I think I'll just cast all my stuff. It looks like it's a Dark Ritual. Because I didn't kill the Elvish Mystic, it's most assuredly Dark Ritual. That's my take here. Otherwise, you probably just always kill it, just straight up. So it's probably Dark Ritual, which wasn't used early. Oh, it could be Entomb. I keep forgetting Entomb is an instant for some reason. I don't know why it's an instant. Do they know about the Elspeth? They do not. Soren the Girthless. I don't think I've ever seen this in the command zone, ever. It is a sweeper styled strategy. Do you make a 2-3? Wow. This is cool. I like this. Okay. This doesn't have death touch, right? No. I like what's going on here. I mean, you have to block. You know, I could have killed their commander, but like, no. I want to do this. If I drew a land, I most assuredly would have swung with everything. Oh wait, no, that would still need 5. Don't listen to me. Look at the top card, reveal it. It is a Cling to Dust. Alright. Well, they just Bajuka Bogged, so there goes that. Oh, that's just toxic. Alright, still a 1-mana card. I'm very, very convinced it is not. Whenever one number tokens will be created on your controller. Alright, so I'll cast that. Swing here, and the rest here. No reason to cast Oscillate Bride? That's not true at all. What if I did... What if I did this? Okay. I'm not convinced this 1-mana card we knew about before is a cut down Fatal Push. I think it's like a Dark Ritual. I think I'm casting Oscillate Pride. Oh, it's a Darkness. Okay. So there was no viable combat. I think I'm casting Pride. I think if I don't cast it, it's not going to get any better later. So this is the first Darkness I have ever seen. Do I have a white source? I don't even think I have a white source. I didn't think of this. Oops. Fortunately, Darkness was cast, but that is a mistake. Yeah, I don't have a white source. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. I sometimes know how to play Magic. Sometimes I do. Not all the time, though. Alright, we're butt naked. Dead to a litany of things here. I think I could probably just keep going through a sweeper, because Sorin itself is just, like, not that intimidating. But recovering from a sweeper regardless is probably not going to happen. Well, they didn't snap it off, so I guess there is not one. They can find one here. Nope, they do not find one. There's nothing I'm concerned about being killed. They've been instant speeding the removal this far. I'd be surprised if they chose to suddenly not do that. Oh, okay, or you could have a Wormcoil Engine. And I could just draw land. So... that dies, doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything, can't swing. Swing there, Alpha Strike. Recast, let's see, block there. Recast their commander. There's no way I don't do this. I have to do this. I don't have a choice. Oh, they didn't kill the Pride. Okay, so cast my commander again. I get some 1/1s. Okay, I don't know if there's any reason to draw right now, right? Yeah, there's no reason to draw right now. Yeah, they didn't kill the Pride. I thought they would. I think the Pride is scarier than my commander. Actually, it just was. So, that's ideal. They forgot the $30 Mythic 1-drop is better than my commander. Okay, they forgot again. Huge. Oh, draw. Whoop. Birds. Alright, that would have been a reason to... Oh, no, wait. I'm talking about end step. Yeah, couldn't do that. Alright, Worm Coil means I'm not winning, you know. But I'm not losing. So... Wait, why did I lose? Did I just lose a food token? How did I lose a food token? Did I just lose a food token or am I tripping? Maybe I'm tripping. Looks like a food token just vanished. I'm not sure what happened. So... Oh, no, there's 3. They just look weird. Let's eat a food token. And then I guess I play Birds of Paradise. We're just literally waiting for the damnation. They're just like chilling for the damnation here. Do they have enough to escape? They do. And they have an escape target. Okay. Opponent, this is not the card you want to kill. The Oscillate Pride, what are we doing? What are we doing? Please. Balin does nothing without this Oscillate Pride. What are you doing? Still dead to a sweeper. Sure. They're at 30. This could just completely solo me. I guess they're actually at 36. Okay, well that doesn't do anything. That's ideal. That also kind of just draws a card here. Grand Merchant for 8. Sure. Yep. What was the card in there in a swamp? They couldn't have played the swamp? I would swing with Grey Merchant. I mean, excuse me, the Worm Coil, yeah. Am I blocking it? Oh, what are we doing? Okay. They said I'm not swinging with it, sure. More Graveyard Hate. My opponent's deck is very strange. Very, very strange. But in these board states where both of us are staring at each other, doesn't really matter. Would Jetmir be good here? 23, 4, 6, 29. 4+1. Yeah, it'd be lethal. Well, no, it wouldn't. My opponent has literally killed this every time I would have swung with it, so no. If I did have Jetmir, it would do nothing. Other than this exact turn, assuming there's no additional... Wait. Alright, so eat a food. And I think I draw. Cannot imagine these untapped 1/1s matter. So, draw. That could draw me a card, but it probably won't. So let's draw again. Already played a land. Alright, we did a bunch of stuff. Yes, sir. I have a lot of health in my food base. The Bolas' Citadel won't kill me with its activation. They still have 18 mana worth of things I can do with it, though. Interesting start. Oh, there's probably just a land on top. Again, just killing my commander. Wait a minute. Can't I just save it now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I can't. Okay, so... Draw. How has the Oscillate Pride not shown itself to be better than my commander at this point? How is it not obvious? I really just don't understand. I cannot cast my commander again next turn, to be fair. So that's out of the question. And there's still Bolas' Citadel in play, which... I mean, it's like a 6-minute draw 30. Okay, they figured it out. Or they probably only killed it because my commander is now dead. And they're like, oh, there's nothing else to cast. Cast it on. Should have died literally 10 turns ago. If they killed that, like, with the first removal spell, this game would have ended 5 minutes ago. Shambling Gas is weird. Huh. Interesting. So I have 21 life in food tokens. If that matters. Okay. Get rid of Esper Sentinel. Sack 3 food, draw. Well, at this point, it probably should do that. This does not draw you. That just gains you 3 life. They can act... No, they can't activate the Bolas' Citadel. They can draw again off the Cling. Looks like they're doing that. Yep. This is like the slowest, grindiest thing ever. Retrofitter Foundry? What? Okay, we're swinging with Grey Merchant. Doesn't bode too well. Guess I can play Overlord as a creature? Man, they had a lot of lands all back to back there. That's tragic. Okay, so... 1, 2, 3... Oh, voices... Is it better than those? Let's start here. What does that do? It makes it so Overlord can swing instantly, but that doesn't really matter. No, it doesn't really matter. I guess I'll just do it anyways. There's nothing better to do, I don't think. If there is, I don't care to think about finding it. Oh, you have a counter spell? Pretty sure this is resolving. Is this a Thopter? Oh, they did have a counter spell. Oh, no, they had a removal spell. Okay, I guess they found this threatening. I'd argue that's a good sign. It's a funny time to do it still. Do this. Put this here. Okay, 6. How many blockers? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, 7. So it takes 1, 2, 3, 4. What if I swung face? No, that's stupid. 6, 7, 5, 6, 4, 6. Yep. Alright, Liliana isn't going to kill us, but the other things they can do can still kill us. Pretty decisively. They can kill my bird token, I guess. Or a mana dork. They kill a 2-1, fair enough. I'd probably still kill a bird here, but that doesn't matter too much. Let's move this to you. Because emotionally that matters. Sack of foods. Oh, tragic. If only I knew. Well, I'd still have to swing it. Liliana, it wouldn't matter. Alright, Bullets of Citadel's been in play the longest I've ever seen it in play and didn't have a game just end on the spot. Forgot my opponent even had a commander. Sure. They know the card on top. Sure. Sure. Plays a land off the top. It's a fetch land, too. What does this do? Specialize. Here we go. Against damage player. Sure. I thought they just got Bajuka Bog. I'm like, wait, what? It's not possible. It's not possible. What do I discard? Probably the voice. I don't think the tokens this makes matters. Yeah, there's a lot of things this card does that just don't matter. Alright, so block that and bounce off of that. This looks like a board wipe to me. It's only a matter of time, so... Well, now it has to be a board wipe, so... Oh, do you have a way to make me lose 4 life? How do you make me lose 4 life here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How do you make me lose 4 life? There's no extra turn. Does this kill me? Whenever Turkish exercise only plays 13. No, I don't know. They got rid of Liliana the Veil as well. Can reanimate the... No, I guess not. Okay, that does successfully work. That's really annoying. That's actually super annoying. Oh, could you imagine? So, go there, do that, take 3. Alright, there's this random haha funny chance I win this game. Albeit exceptionally unlikely. Let's eat a food token. Eat a food token. And take 6. Alright, opponent, you know what time it is. Yep. Come on. Come on. Come on, you've been doing it all game. Come on. Oh, what? You didn't even try to find a land. You've been doing it all game. What are you doing? Okay, they draw, sure. They just didn't want to cast that card, I guess. Okay. They don't want to play that one either. They played a land out of hand for some reason. Didn't have to do that. Come on. There were 3 lands in a row? Ugh. What? Why do you have Aether Flux Reservoir? I've seen half my opponent's deck. None of the cards I've seen would ever do anything with this. Okay. Except maybe this, but that's like obscenely unrealistic. All right. Well, they didn't fall for it, but if they for some reason like paid life here, maybe we could scam them. But I mean, to be fair, there's almost like basically everything in the game, even like the funny, goofy commanders, which we actually did see a lot of the funny, goofy commanders. Like today, we just saw a lot of them, which is cool. It means the games that look like they're like, so you play this, right, and then you're up against something that I guess doesn't kill it, and you're both just doing something. There's a lot of strategies, even if they're really goofy strategies. I just don't really care about this at all. It's already profoundly difficult to get this going. And the protection spells like Heroic Intervention, Teferi's Protection, all that jazz, they can save you, but they only matter in positions where you're not... Like, you have to have a board state worth protecting to, like, justify the Heroic Intervention, let's say. And I was never really getting those board states. There is too much to ask to have protection spells left up while also trying to do anything this commander wants me to do. So all of these, right, this would, if I was going to try again, all of these here, we had 6 of them, right? Never seen the win con of Johnny? I don't think I have, actually. I don't think I have. It's funny, though. They can keep casting it. Wait, what's the other one? Oh, these two. Yep. Oop, all these 6 could just come right out of the deck. Doubling things is not as good as getting the first token in play. Like, these 6 cards should just be cards that create tokens. Not, they're only really good when I already have something that makes tokens. So you need a token creator, and then these can actually do something. And then that only really matters if you also have your commander in play. So the token jugglers, well, token strategies in general, I think I say this every time I play a token commander, it's really slow, really vulnerable, and requires setup. So, like, even if you're, let's say, I don't know, fast, you still need some kind of decent setup, right? Whereas funny, something like, well, I don't want to put it here to probably break the deck, but like Adeline, same mana cost, immediately pressures you, immediately makes tokens. This obviously doesn't really care about stuff like Mondrak anyways. It actually could play Mondrak, which is funny. It could play this one too, maybe, but probably not. I don't think the 1/1s matter. It's not what it's about, right? But this card on its own is like doing what my commander wants to do without any assistance. It just does it, right? It's just so much more intimidating than what my commander was trying to do here. But yeah, all the token doublers should just be cards that create tokens in the first place. The only reason I was playing these is because I just wanted to go all in on tokens. This is better than Riz the Redeemed. When I played Riz the Redeemed, I think it did nothing. I don't know if I said that in the intro, but yeah, I don't even know if that video made it to YouTube. I played Riz the Redeemed and maybe won like one game where my opponent just didn't do anything. This is a long time ago, so the power level was way different. It's like pre-Mox, pre-all that jazz. I think it was even like pre-Dark Ritual. So Riz the Redeemed felt like now, if you play Riz the Redeemed, nobody cares, right? Nobody's going to care about Riz the Redeemed. You can have Riz the Redeemed in play for literally 6 turns. You play a turn 1 and have it in play the entire game, and it could literally do nothing that entire game. Or maybe make a 1/1 or something. But that one is insanely so. I will say this is better than that one, at least. The red cards are kind of cool. I thought about Goblin Bombardment, but keep in mind, Goblin Bombardment is effectively the same logic as Parallel Lives and all these, where they don't do anything unless you've reached critical mass. And if you've already reached critical mass, ideally with, critical mass in this context is tokens, then you don't really need to sack them to kill your opponent. You have displayed the ability to achieve critical mass. You don't now suddenly need impact tremors to. Well, this one does intermediate damage on the way to critical mass, but Goblin Bombardment doesn't. It's nice with a Johnny, I guess. A Johnny might actually just be a good token commander. Well, this commander is probably the best commander in the game, in my opinion, right now. So, I guess it cares a lot about the token, but you sacrifice your token a lot. But I guess you could play like cat tokens and stuff. It would all just devolve into flipping this and just killing your opponent with a very early planeswalker they can't kill. So even if you have the goofy things, you could probably have half your deck be like really funny random stuff, and a Johnny is still just cracked in half. It obviously doesn't have green, which is totally fine. The giant stuff is cool. Defense of the Heart worked, I think, once or twice. I did take out the like. So I had a few games. Actually, we had. There's actually more than maybe. There's like 3 or 4. That's an interesting thought. There's like 3 or 4 games where Craterhoof or Moonshaker Cavalry, I think this was called, would have won, and I could have like ran. Maybe instead of Moonshaker, I could just run Green Sun Zenith, because not only would that find, it would just find Craterhoof. It can also do like relevant things until Craterhoof would matter. So at least, Green Sun Zenith, Craterhoof, and even Court of Calling. Court of Calling is teetering on the edge of you've displayed critical mass, but actually, you know what? It taps all your creatures, so Craterhoof gets ugly again. Yeah, maybe that's not great. Spring, there is an somewhat established token strategy that does seem to survive in this environment, kind of, at least, is Amara. You could easily drop all the red cards in this deck and not feel bad. So Amara is, or has shown itself to be somewhat viable. I actually do see this one as a commander. It does have the Springleaf Drums for days, so it's easy to tap it outside of combat. If it had to always swing to do the thing, then you're just asking yourself, why aren't you playing like Tifa or something? Or even, I guess, Bristly Bill, maybe? But you can tap this outside of swinging with it, which is what makes it really nice. And Balin has this nice payoff when you have the tokens, which is ideally drawing cards. It is hard to draw cards and also cast those cards. It's actually extremely difficult to do that. Again, unless you have the dream scenario where one of your doublers is in play and you also are spamming tokens with something. Oslet Pride is pretty nice. Making food tokens. Anything that kind of avoids... this is another thing, actually. Anything that avoids you demanding that you must swing to create the tokens is really nice. So I guess Skrelv's Hive is worth it. I didn't end up using this, and I was questioning it, but the fact that I don't have to get into the red zone to get a token thing to start happening is really nice. Because if you have to swing with something, like, let's say, Oslet Pride to just simply gain life, it's not a great position to be in. If you could just find yourself in a different one that doesn't involve risking your creatures inside of combat, especially the smaller sized ones. The creatures that like token decks like to play aren't usually massive. There's a few, I guess, but for the most part, not really. I did find myself tapping 4 to make this have trample a couple times, but that's mostly to just kind of kill planeswalkers, because you're never going to get this to like 25 and one-shot somebody. So the chip damage is nice, but drawing cards is really nice. Especially if you're against anything that looks like it's interested in blowing up your entire board. It would be nice to have the ability to somewhat rebuild. But pivoting into damage is something to pay attention to, I guess. I wouldn't say most games are going to have the top 2 and then the bottom third one exist in the same game, really. It's like one, you recognize what's happening and you're doing the top 2, or you recognize what's happening and you've just focused on the bottom one, right? Sometimes you pivot, but for the most part, given a given matchup, you're probably sticking with one of the two chunks of the text box for basically the entire game, which is fine, right? It's nice to have options. That is really nice. I never actually got a Smothering Tithe in play, which is really sad. This feels like one of the decks your opponent like always has to pay to because the treasure tokens are exceedingly annoying with this commander. In multiplayer, stuff like Smothering Tithe is just nuts because you just have so many options, so many opportunities to get the treasure. I don't have to explain anything about this card. We all know what that card does. Smothering Tithe does not need explanation. Overlord actually does make token lands. The reason I was not 100% sure about that is because stuff like Pock does not make token lands because it's like a Hearthstone card that isn't real. But Overlord is real, and it does make the tokens. So you can use those lands to draw, I suppose, with this. I also think you can just copy the land token with stuff like this, right? Triple checking that, yeah. It would be kind of cool. I wish Overlord could be my commander. That'd be kind of a cool commander, actually. But copying these lands is really cool. Again, because Pock does not create tokens. He makes duplicates, so you can't do that. It's cool to hit somebody with Gnawbone. Gnawbone does justify the give this trample and swing with it thing, and then suddenly you have a ton of treasures, assuming that works. There is this thing where, like, let's say it's turn 25 or some egregious number because you haven't, like, pummeled your opponent really quickly down because you're a token deck, that, like, let's say it's turn 10 and there's a board state on both sides. Split up is nice because you can tap all your tokens and then blow up your opponent's board and not your own. But apart from that specific thing, it can actually be effectively impossible to swing with this. Like, you get it to, let's say, 10 or 12 or 14 or whatever. It's really big. And your opponent has a bunch of stuff in play because you've been kind of playing solitaire. Tokens like to play solitaire because they have a lot of things they're trying to accomplish that it takes a lot of effort to stop doing that thing to try to interact with your opponent. So it does get to a point where the stats on this, if you get it massive, just simply don't matter, which is unfortunate, and it makes stuff like old Gnawbone not that scary. This doesn't have haste. You can give it haste, I suppose, but it doesn't have haste. So you really want to play it and then swing with something, and most of the time that thing in the same turn cycle is going to be your commander, and it would be very unfortunate to find yourself consistently not actually making contact after having cast Old Gnawbone. So if you find yourself doing that all the time, where you just tap out for this, try to get in damage, but you can't, this probably just isn't good and isn't worth it. And there's nothing... You don't need to convince me much to take out things that cost more than 3 in historic Brawl. Although I do like Overlord. Overlord's cool. It also like dodges a sweeper sometimes. If you just play the 4 thing. What else? The rest of the top end is nice. Season of the Burrow is... I like this. It's cool to have like the one... What are these called? Paw energy? I don't actually know what the term is for that paw thing. You get 5 of them, you can spend 5 on the card. Whatever paw energy is. Furries? Yeah, you have 5 furries to spend, to sacrifice to the things. So you can spend 5 furries to make 5 furries. I do like Season of the Burrow. It's a cool card. It's unfortunate your opponent draws. Can you target your own stuff? Oh, you can. You can target your own stuff. Okay. I don't... Probably not ever doing that, but, you know, okay. It's kind of cool. It's pretty easy to just simply target tokens and draw 2 cards, I guess. But most of the time you would just make the tokens and then draw with the tokens off your commander. I don't know. I like this card. It's cool. But like this chunk right here is like, eh. And Defense of the Heart could probably, if you took out an Old Gnawbone, find like Craterhoof. I guess you could just slide it in here. I don't really know. You'd have to think more about this if you rearranged these. It is cool to get these 2 off of Defense of the Heart. You could also run Tooth and Nail and go super crazy with like Krenko's command cards and whatever the 55 reprint of those things are. I really don't like these cards. I don't have a lot of faith in these cards, but you know, you just like make 2 tokens and they enter and they have text. There's a lot of them. Oh boy, is there a lot of them. Yeah, all of these. There's a ton of these 2 mana make 2 creature tokens. I think these cards are really questionable. They do something once, and that thing it does is not at all scary for a lot of opponents. But I guess if Balin shows up and you've cast 5 of these kinds of cards, you now can start drawing more of them with the ones you've cast the first time, or give yourself stats, or use these as pseudo mana ramp to then tap them to cast something big, I guess. So if you like that, again, we're talking about a Jenga tower that is easily dismantled in this format. It's probably just mass out to doing effectively the same thing we're doing, just it looks different maybe. But I guess you could go that route and then play a more large scary things. Maybe even keep the O'Hare. It's weird that this card costs 6, and by the time you put it in play, most of the things that you've used to create tokens have already been expended. So you just have this 6 mana 6/6 and probably nothing else in your hand because it was the most expensive thing in your hand, and it ends on your curve, and then all the other things are done, and now you need some other way to make tokens. So I'll just hold my token cards for after I cast this. I was like, well, then you just spent a lot of time not doing the thing, so then you could do a lot of the thing later. You know, it's just that is a little weird. So I don't know, but it's hard to not play something like Defense of the Heart. So you'd have to find something to put in that spot. But for the rest of the deck, I liked it. I did start this list from one I found online, and there were a lot of cards I did not agree with. I think I gave it 1 or 2 tries, like off stream, just to see what like this raw copied thing was, and there were so many cards I just didn't do anything. It felt like I was I don't even know what was going on. It was like rabbit tribal, but there was like barely anything that makes rabbits, so it didn't pan out too well. But yeah, so I don't know. Token strategies as a whole struggle tremendously, and this is no exception. I think the most successful token thing I've ever done is probably... Actually, you know, Heir Apparent is pretty significant. Not everyone plays Elspeth instead of this, but Heir Apparent can just run out of control. Obviously, you're exceedingly vulnerable to a lot of the... Honestly, actually kind of the same things anyway, so maybe just say screw it. Just like, I'm going to die to the sweeper regardless if I'm Heir Apparent or exactly this 99, so who cares? But... yeah, so the most successful one could just be Heir Apparent Elspeth, or what was it? Jetmir. I did play Jetmir as mono green. I played Jetmir as like a Naya token go wide thing, and then I think the very next day I played Jetmir again, but it was mono green. And of course, the mono green one was just way better, and it had like not really that much to do with tokens. It's just like going wide with green things, and then you just cast Jetmir when you have 9 green things. Just like having effectively... Actually, it's almost identical. It's like having Craterhoof Behemoth in the command zone as a mono green deck. And that's actually just really scary. So Jetmir in that instance is really good. I should try that again. Mono green has changed quite substantially since the last time I've done that. I think that was like 3 years ago now. Wow. Whenever New Capenna came out, someone smarter than me will know that. But yeah, the fancy lands like Nykthos. Did I end up keeping it? No, Nykthos didn't do anything. Nykthos is actually just weird in tokens, because tokens don't give you devotion. It's just weird. If you have any board state where Nykthos is giving you a ton of mana, you need something to actually spend that mana on, and you've also displayed a board state where Nykthos is giving you a ton of mana. So, like, why do we need it at this point, right? What was the other one? 3 Tree City, but that was back when this thing was like Rabbit City, and there was a bunch of rabbit stuff going on. Maybe there was something there. I never found the 3-tree city with a bunch of rabbits. But yeah, getting your opponent good on the end step with March is cool. I do like this card. I remember this in Standard a long time ago. Long time ago. Scute Swarm, well, that's Scute Swarm. Yeah, some of these cards are cool. It's really satisfying when your deck is working. So that is a benefit, right? You just have to find the games in which it is working. I did find a few of those. I did actually see a lot of games today that took a long time. We're just like doing something, passing the turn, opponent's doing something, passing the turn, I'm doing something, passing the turn, which is cool. I actually like those games, even if I don't win them. I just like the ability to have a game last more than like 3 turns because someone casts Dark Ritual, Entomb, or Reanimate, or whatever. I guess Mana Drain is no longer an issue. So that is cool, you know, if you're just fine with doing the thing and not necessarily worried about winning the thing. That's cool. I have a good time just doing this thing, even if it isn't wildly successful. But that's it. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Hope everyone had a good New Year's and nobody died from drinking and driving. Because I said if you did, I'd come find you. So glad to see everyone made it. Get out of here.